Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, this is the second part about Europe in 2025. We right now have a very different situation in Europe, and I think it is necessary to describe this, which I did in the part one. Now I want to say some things out of a Christian view, out of a view of the Bible. Europe traditionally is a Christian continent. Most of the thinking of this continent has come out of Christianity, has come out of the Bible. Even the age of enlightenment, Aufklärung in German, or siècle de lumière in French, has actually grown out of a Christian spirit, out of a Bible spirit. This may seem strange to some scholars, but I've absolutely in depth studied the Age of Enlightenment. And the core values, the thinking about human beings, humanity, that man is precious and valuable and has a dignity, and all of this grew out of a Bible spirit, a Christian spirit, which has changed the whole culture and way of thinking of mankind, first here in Europe, and then it spread over to the United States and to many other places which were able to flourish and to show humanity a picture of mankind which really became beautiful and made it possible to live a strong, independent human life, which in this way had never been possible before. So we must not be ashamed of being Christians. I am not at all. I think when other religions go out on the streets and every corner, play their music, show their colors, and demonstratively show what they believe, we as Christians have absolutely no reason at all not to do the same. We must not crumble in the corner and cringe there and apologize for our God. I believe the God which is being described in the Bible, He is the Almighty. He is a real deal. He is a strong one. And according to our faith, He is able to influence things here for your and my benefit mightily. There's no other might which can do anything against Him. He is the Almighty One. And this is why I believe that God will take Europe back. This is a Christian continent, and He is the Almighty One. Every other so-called God or demon or whatever has absolutely no chance against our Almighty God. And I think it's about time that we Christians of Europe come out of our corners and say what we think and what we believe. There's no reason to be ashamed of this. This is wonderful. This has helped humanity to grow on a level which made it so beautiful to live on this earth for centuries. And this is the one who gives life, the one who loves human beings. This is a real deal, and we can proudly tell in whom we believe. This is the real God, the loving God, the mighty God. And this is what I wanted to share with you in this part too. So I'm starting with the Bible. I'm starting with Proverbs 22, verse 28. Do not remove the ancient landmark which your fathers have set. Do not remove the ancient landmark which your fathers have set. I think this is very important because there's a lot of shifting going on here in Europe, which in a biblical sense must not be, it must not take place. It is a blessed thing to honor which our ancestors have done, and territories which they divided up among themselves, and to change this by force, by lying, by robbing, is a cursed thing. And the Almighty God does not think this is funny. He will intervene at this when this takes overhand. He will intervene. The other one is Proverbs 23, verse 10. Do not remove the old landmark, nor enter the fields of the fatherless, for their Redeemer is mighty. He will plead their cause with you. And this is what I really believe. It is about time that God will intervene here right now and he will do it. And I think the only thing necessary is that everyone here in Europe who believes in the culture which had been predominating here, or who is a Christian or a Jew, we know in what we believe. And there's absolutely no reason to be overwhelmed by any other stuff or by any force or violence or way of thinking or religion. There is no cause for that. There are many, many people here in Europe who know what they like, who know what our traditions are, which are very good. From Europe, the traditions went into the world and made caused wonderful places in existence, beautiful places where mankind reached new heights and new levels, and this is a really wonderful, strong, and beautiful thing. And I also believe that the Almighty God has looked upon all of this, and He will change this now, right now. I put this in ChatGPT because I think this is sort of a neutral information, and nobody can just say Sascha Ferber has produced it. I put the question in there concerning this verses, which talk about changing the landmarks and the traditions. And the answer of ChatGPT is yes, that is indeed found in the book of Proverbs. The Bible warns several times against moving the boundary stones set by the forefathers. In those days, these marked property lines, but symbolically they also represented inherited order and tradition. Here are the relevant passages. Proverbs 22, verse 28. Do not move the ancient boundary which your fathers have set. And Proverbs 23, verse 10. Do not move the ancient boundary or enter the fields of the fatherless. These verses speak against arbitrarily shifting or abolishing boundaries which were considered worthy of protection, both in the practical legal sense, land ownership, and in the figurative sense, tradition, order, respect for what the ancestors had established. This is what I wanted to say about all of this shifting things, because I believe, as far as I can see, there had been some very, very evil leaders who started many years ago with some very wicked plans to change the whole earth, the whole world, just to be able to maximize their power and their wealth, and fully intended by doing so to murder masses of people, but they intended to do it in a way that nobody should see what they are doing. And there are a lot of new ideologies and stuff which is being taught, which in the end just results out of this strategic operations intended to minimize mankind and to maximize the power of and wealth of some very few, very, very evil individuals. And the second thing I would like to quote from the Bible concerning this is Psalm 37, which I'm going to right now. Psalm 37 in the Bible. I'm reading from the Modern English Version today. 34, 37. I will just read some verses and give some explanations. Psalm 37, a Psalm of David. Do not fret because of evildoers, nor be jealous of those who do injustice. For they will quickly wither like the grass and fade like the green herbs. Trust in the Lord and do good, dwell in the land and practice faithfulness. Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. Commit your way to the Lord, trust also in Him, and He will bring it to pass. He will bring forth your righteousness as the light and your judgment as the noonday. Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for Him. Do not fret because of those who prosper in their way, because of those who make wicked schemes. Let go of anger and forsake wrath. Do not fret, it surely leads to evil deeds. For evildoers will be cut off. but those who hope in the Lord will inherit the earth. For yet a little while, and the wicked will not be. You will look diligently for their place, and it will not be. But the meek will inherit the earth, and will delight themselves in the abundance of peace. The wicked plot against the righteous and grind their teeth against them. The Lord will laugh at him, for he sees that his day is coming. The wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow, to cast down the poor and needy and to slay those on the upright path. The sword will enter into their own heart, and their bows will be broken. Better, now this psalm is very long. I'm thinking about which verses I will pick now to end this reading of the psalm. The Lord, verse 18, the Lord knows the days of people of integrity, and their inheritance will be forever. They will not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they will be satisfied. But the wicked will perish, and the enemies of the Lord will be like the glory of pastures. They will waste away, in smoke they will waste away. The wicked borrows and does not repay, but the righteous is gracious and gives. For those who are blessed of him will inherit the earth, but those who are cursed of him will be cut off. I think this few verses show enough of what God thinks about all of this. The ones who rob of others, who just spread themselves and rob everything they can get, might for some time be successful in doing so. But God doesn't like this at all, and he is the Almighty. Nothing can stand against him. As long as we are secure and trust in whom we believe, the turning point will be reached very soon. I believe what we must not do is become fearful. What we must not do is lie. We must not cower down and say everything they want us to say. As Christians, we know what is right and we know what we believe, and this is backed by the Almighty God. There's no reason to bow down before some weak spirits, some weak gods or demons or whatever you call it, or one might call it. There's no reason for that. We have the one loving God of the Bible manifested in his Son Jesus Christ, and he does not like all this disorder, all this robbing and stealing, all this iniquity, all this lying, all this lack of justice which has taken place here in Europe so massively right now. I just want to encourage every Christian, every Jew, and every honest citizen in Europe. Do not bow down before the evil. Do not become fearful. Do not panic. Behave as you think is right and as your ancestors have done it. I absolutely believe, I know that the turning point will come right now. And we will rejoice. And as this Psalm 37 says, the righteous in the end, we will inherit the earth. And this will come very soon. Thank you, my dear friends. I really appreciate every human being, all the citizens of Europe, who we still all can rely on one another because we are settled and grounded and established in the values of the Bible, of the Age of Enlightenment, in the values of the citizens who once made this continent strong and made the world strong. And I want to tell you, this cannot be blown away. We will win, my dear brother. We will win, my dear sister. Thank you very much. Be encouraged. Be blessed.